Hi, welcome to Live Your Dream Podcast, episode 30, How to Be Happy in Career and Life. I'm your host, Selena Lee. I cannot believe this is my 30th episode. I remember last year around this time, I was preparing to launch my podcast and I felt totally overwhelmed and I didn't know how I was going to figure everything out. But I didn't let my fear talk me out of just getting started, and now you're listening to my 30th episode. I was just talking to my friends about how around this time last year, I was so stressed out about all the tech stuff related to launching my podcast, and I didn't know how to use all the equipment and make my episodes magically appear on iTunes and Google Play. And I realized that so many things I did in my life, I didn't know what I was doing and how to even get started. That was my book, my community I built, Give One Dream, and my podcast. I didn't have any experiences doing any of these things when I was just getting started. Of course, I had a lot of fears, but I was also very excited, and I tried to think more about the positive outcome, all the wonderful things that could happen if I can achieve my goals, rather than only focus on all the things that could go wrong. As I was reflecting back on my life, I thought about how my life before I wrote my book was completely different. Until that point, I had followed a proven path of success defined by other people. As many of you know, I started my career as an investment banker and then worked as a corporate lawyer at a big law firm in New York City. All throughout my life, I worked very hard to get to where I thought I had always wanted to be, which was to work at a big law firm in New York City. And when I finally achieved that goal after many years of working very hard, I felt like I won the race, but I was in the wrong race. And because I didn't know what it is that I wanted, and frankly, I never even thought to ask that question to myself. So I listened to the voices of other people around me, like parents and friends in the society, and walked the path of success that others have defined for me. It was really hard to believe that after years of working so hard, my life felt so empty. How is it that I did everything I was supposed to do and my life felt so wrong? And it's ironic that I start to think about what it is that I really wanted to do with my life after I was done getting all the degrees and jobs. I was so desperate, and I read books with titles like, What Should I Do With My Life? As if the book was going to tell me what I'm supposed to do with my life. And I was so annoyed because all these books were telling me to follow my passion, as if passion is something that you can just find somewhere. And all I had to do was just follow it. And I was like, if I knew what my passion was, I wouldn't be reading this book, okay? And I realized that so many of my friends who went to really great schools and had these jobs that other people thought were prestigious were all in the same situations. They all hated their jobs with passion. I mean, that's where the passion was. So in my desperate attempt to figure my life out, I just started following my curiosities and just started pursuing interests that I thought was fun and meaningful, even though they had nothing to do with my job. And that led to me writing my book about people who pursue their dreams, starting my community, Give One Dream, which now inspires so many people around the world to achieve their own dreams. And it led to me launching this podcast. What I've learned over the years is that no passion is going to scream at you and tell you that this is what you're supposed to do with your life. It's just not going to happen for most of us. Passion is a scary word, but curiosity, on the other hand, is much more friendly and easily accessible. So don't worry about finding your passion. That's too much pressure, but just follow your curiosity. Curiosity is more like a whisper, and you need to pay very close attention to it to be able to hear it. So think about what makes you curious. What are you interested in? And explore that and try that. And you might just be surprised to find that your curiosity develops into a passion. Passion is not something that you just find somewhere. It is something that develops over time through hard work and commitment. And that certainly was true in my life. All my life experiences led me to my current work, which I believe is my calling. As you know, I now work as a career coach and I help others to find fulfillment in their careers and do meaningful work. I cannot believe this is my job because I love it so much. It really doesn't feel like work. So I've learned so much over the years about how we can be happy in our careers and life. And this is something I learned the hard way through all my career transitions, which was not an easy journey. And also through coaching many people and giving talks and leading career workshops in front of thousands of people. And I also have learned so much from the many successful people I've met while writing my book, hosting talk shows and radio shows, and interviewing them on this podcast. And I started to discover the common themes of the successful people I've met and the difference between people who achieved incredible amount of success and live very fulfilling lives and those who don't. I also learned why so many people are stuck and so unhappy in their careers and life and figured out how to help them get out of their own way and move forward in their lives. And when I met so many people who are struggling and in so much pain, I couldn't help but wonder, why is it that so many hardworking people are so unhappy and live so unfulfilling lives? And I realized it's because we never learn how to figure out our career in life. Think about how many hours and months and years we spent learning subjects in schools like math and science and history that we probably don't even remember anymore. And how about all those years we spent learning about our jobs and doing our jobs? And for me, like all those years learning about law in law school and practicing law at law firms. But yet we never learned in school or in family how to figure out our life and career. And why is that? How come nobody taught us one of the most important things that we have to learn in our lives? So one day, I decided that I'll be the person who will teach it to people and help many people transition out of jobs they hate and into careers they love and live happy and fulfilling lives. I just set my intention and decided that I'm going to do it. And I've always wanted to come up with a clever acronym for my coaching framework, and I've been thinking about it for a really long time and played around with different words, but I just couldn't think of anything good. And a few days later, after I set my intention to become a coach who will help many, many people, the word just came to me. I'm serious. And I'm so excited to share it with you. The word is love. Yes, love. Love. So L is learn about yourself. O is overcome internal obstacles. V is visualize your success. And E is explore and take action. Pretty cool, right? When the word love came to me, I just couldn't believe it. It perfectly captures exactly what I've been teaching to my clients and at my talks and workshops. And before, I used to talk about my coaching system in 3 steps: gain self-awareness, overcome internal obstacles, and take action. If you have been listening to my podcast for a while, you probably know that I've had 3 different episodes on each of these steps. And people talked about it as GOT, Game of Thrones. But I think you'll agree with me that love is better. Sometimes I feel like ideas choose people, and I feel like love came to me so I can help many people who are struggling. In order for us to do the work that we love, we have to love ourselves. And that is the foundation of being able to do any great and meaningful work. I remember exactly the moment that I thought of the word love as the acronym. And it was a day after I gave a really big talk and I was just exhausted. And even though I had so much work to do, my body was just refusing to cooperate. So I was just sitting and looking outside the window and looking at a tree. And then the word love just came to me. So I think sometimes when we allow ourselves to take a break and daydream, we are more creative because we are allowing ourselves to have the mental space to have more creative ideas to come to us. So if you want to be happy in your career and life, then all you need is love. As you know, I've talked about the concepts of my coaching framework in previous episodes, like I just shared with you. So I won't go into all the details, but I'll briefly talk about it and also link my previous episodes in the show notes. Okay, so love, L, learn about yourself. Gaining self-awareness and knowing our values are the first step towards doing work that is aligned with who we are. So many people are unhappy professionally or personally because they make the wrong decisions for themselves. They choose a job or get into a relationship that's just not right for them. And the price they have to pay for these wrong decisions can be quite costly and very painful. And why do people make these decisions that's not right for them? Because they weren't self-aware enough to know what they wanted. They didn't take the time to get to know who they really are and what their values are, and to be really honest about what it is that they really want. So they end up making decisions that's just not right for them. So it is very, very important that we take the time to learn about ourselves. O is for overcome internal obstacles. So many of us stand in our own way of living the life that we want because fear stops us from taking action. It's crucial to overcome internal obstacles and learn how to reframe failures and rejection and be able to manage our inner negative voice. V is for visualize your success. Visualizing yourself having achieved your dream will help you to stay motivated, focused, and lead you to take action to make it a reality. I haven't released a whole episode on visualization yet, but I've talked about it on my previous episode. I shared with you how when I was pursuing my childhood dream of writing a book, my mom thought it was the worst idea ever. So in order to prevent me from getting discouraged by hearing all these voices from other people on how it's just not realistic, who do you think you are, not possible, every night in my bed, I would visualize my book at a big bookstore. I didn't even know what it would look like because I hadn't written yet, right? But I would just paint a picture in my head of how it would be prominently displayed at a big bookstore. And I would also imagine myself giving a talk in front of a group of audience, sharing my experiences of how I wrote my book and achieved my childhood dream. And of course, as you know now, all of that came true. So visualization is very, very powerful. I still do them every night. So E is for explore and take action. It's only through action that our lives will change. My favorite quote is by the poet Rumi. When you walk on the way appears. So many of the successful people I've met and interviewed didn't necessarily come from the best background. They didn't have the most money or go to the best school. And in fact, many of them came from really tough backgrounds, but they just went out and tried things and told people about what they wanted and didn't let rejections or failures stop them from keep trying. And they eventually built lives that gives them joy and meaning and became incredibly successful. So we need to allow ourselves to just explore things and take action towards creating a career that gives us joy and meaning. So I'll link in my show notes the previous episodes where I talked about them in detail so you can go and listen to them if you haven't already. So many people have told me that they've applied the love framework to their careers and have seen profound results. And many of them also told me that they've applied it to the relationship, and apparently it works in relationships too. So I'm so happy to hear that it is helping so many people. And I decided to create a program so more people can learn and apply this framework to their careers and their lives. So I am so excited to let you know that I'm launching my very first group coaching program. I've taken everything I've learned over the years and designed a powerful program where I'll be guiding you through an inspirational journey of transforming your career and your life through the love framework. Imagine how amazing it would be if you could wake up every day excited to start your day because you are doing work that you love and that you believe is meaningful. You share your gifts and talents with the world, and you feel a sense of purpose and fulfillment in your life. I really believe everyone has unique gifts and talents, and the best way to contribute to our community and the world is by sharing our gifts and talents. And it's really sad that so many of us are not even giving ourselves the permission to even explore what that may be. And our lives and the world could be so much better if we could just step out of our own way and don't let fear stop us from doing the things we want to do. So I'll be teaching you how you can do that. You'll learn how to gain self-awareness by learning more about yourself, how you can gain clarity about your goals, and how to take action to achieve them. I'll also coach you on how to reframe rejections and failures as just the evidence that you're trying, challenging yourself, and getting one step closer to your dreams, and how to not let fear of failing prevent you from moving forward. So if you are ready for a big change, I invite you to join me in this inspirational journey to transform your career and life so you can finally take action and achieve what you have always wanted, whether that is a career transition, starting a side project, writing a book, or whatever your goal or dream may be. The coaching program will be over the course of 12 weeks and will start either the 3rd or the 4th week of June, so the week of June 17th or June 24th. Everything will be online and on the phone, so you can participate from anywhere in the world. And I have to tell you, this is a very small, exclusive group coaching program, and I'll be inviting only 3 to 5 highly motivated people who are willing and committed to do the work. So if you are interested, I'll have a link on the show notes, and you can fill out a short questionnaire, and we'll schedule a time to talk on the phone, and you can ask me any questions you may have about the program. I'll be inviting people on a rolling basis, and I do expect to fill up pretty quickly. So if you're interested, I encourage you to take a look at the link in the show notes for Career Happiness Academy group coaching program, and reach out to me by filling out the questionnaires, and we'll schedule a time to talk. If you have any questions about my one-on-one coaching program or have any thoughts or questions about my podcast, you can also visit my website at selinali.co and send me a message on the contact page. And please subscribe on iTunes, Google Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. And while you're at it, I would really appreciate it if you can please write me a review. It's really easy to do it on iTunes, and it will really help me to spread the word and get discovered by new listeners. So thank you so much, and I'll be back soon with another episode. I hope you have a great week.